everyone, and welcome to the 30 Days Summit, where Russell Brunson has brought together a collection of his top 2 comic club and 8-figure award winners to share with you how they would literally survive and begin to rebuild their business in just 30 days if they lost it all. My name is Bailey Richard, and I'm delighted right now to be speaking with Dr. Anissa Holmes. Dr. Anissa Holmes, a dentist, business acceleration coach, social media strategist, and best-selling author, is a leader in the dental industry. Dr. Holmes has coached and advised coaches, million-dollar practice owners, and startup practices. Based on her massive success, Dr. Holmes has been featured in top dental publications such as Dental Economics, Dentistry IQ, and Dental Products Report, and has been featured as one of the top 25 women in dentistry. She has also been a featured speaker at Social Media Marketing World, and her Delivering Wow Dental podcast has listeners in over 100 countries. Dr. Holmes is the founder of Delivering Wow You, an online coaching community for dentists, and runs 10x business acceleration boot camps for dentists to 10x their team performance, profits, and brand. So Dr. Holmes, welcome to the summit.
Thanks so much for having me. Super excited to be here.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. So we are going to be getting into detail about all of this very shortly, but first, readers of your 30-day plan will quickly notice that so much of what you do, especially during these first 2 weeks, really revolves all around Facebook. So why is it that Facebook is particularly your platform of choice?
Right. So it's really interesting because people want to know, how is it that you've grown your business so fast? Right? That's a question that I always get. And for me personally, Facebook has been huge. Why? Because you can get your message in front of people, right? At any time of day, and it's at the lowest cost. And so it does allow you to be able to scale your business. Again, for me, I've really gotten myself out there using Facebook marketing. It's huge. All of the targeting, I know we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But that's why you're able to get your message out really, really quickly.
Okay, great. So let's dive into some of those specific strategies then. So first, from day one, you say that you would identify your Dream 100. Definitely a concept we've heard from a few other summit interviewees on this event. But specifically, you plan to do something different than what we've heard others mention, which is that you want to do a virtual summit with them. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about your Dream 100. What are you looking for in those individuals? And also a little bit more about this summit, what the purpose of it is and how you would go about that.
Right. So what my thought is that if you can add value to people who are influencers in your space. So if you lost everything, if no one knew who you were, the question is, how can you get a ton of traffic into your programs and how you can help people? And for me, it's about building that Dream 100. But how do you do that? How do you get influencers to talk about you? How do you get influencers to actually JV with you and to help you to grow your business and your online brand? And so for me with the virtual summit, it allows me to be able to highlight and feature them and how they can help our people, right? So for me, for example, it's a dental space, but for you, it might be something else. And so looking at influencers, people who are speakers in this area, people who are podcasters in this area, people who already have audiences, people who have SaaS companies that are perhaps serving this target group as well. And so interviewing them about how they serve the industry is huge because it allows you to be able to bring a ton of focus on them. And so with this virtual summit, you'd be interviewing, 25 people or 30 people or maybe even more. And with that virtual summit, then what happens is that you're getting a ton of traffic to them, which they're going to appreciate, right? You're marketing it using your own marketing dollars, which again, Facebook, if you don't have a lot of money, is the easiest way that you can get yourself out there as quickly as possible. And from there, you have that opportunity to build relationships that further along, you can say, hey, we can do a partnership for our online program that we have, and we can do a webinar for your list. And you've already built that relationship, and so these people would be willing to help you, perhaps even having a pre-roll on their podcast that would have an opportunity for them to promote your course. But you have to start with helping them first. And so that was my thought behind that. And again, with a virtual summit, you can actually do the summit on Facebook Live, and you can have all of them share it. And so they're a part of it. So you have them actually helping to share this throughout social media, and it has that ability to go viral.
Okay, great. Yeah, one of the things that I really did love about your virtual summit idea is that you're just really harnessing and taking advantage of the full power of the Facebook Live platform. You can do so much with those videos even after the summit is over. Specifically, one of the things you mentioned is retargeting ads with those videos, which is definitely going to come into play as you continue to promote the next step of your plan, which is this course that you say that you want to create. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Right, absolutely. So the interesting thing is that now you have all of these videos, right? And it's gold. And so with the retargeting, first of all, well, there's a few things. The first thing is that with the virtual summit, the great thing about Facebook is that you can now build video retargeting audiences, right? So you can pay for people to watch the summit in terms of Facebook ads for the traffic to go there. But then now you can have this huge audience that can see all of your future postings about any courses that you're going to be doing, but you also have the content. And so if you're looking at building out a course, one thing that Russell talks a lot about is bonuses, right? And the fact that people make decisions based on all of the extra cool things that they're going to get. And so you can even have this whole package of videos, right, that will be given away for free as a bonus to your program. And again, it helps to really seal the deal in terms of helping people to get that value from your program.
Okay, great. So let's talk a little bit about how you plan to continue pushing sales into this program. It is at the end of week 2 that you actually mentioned doing a webinar, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So the thought process there is that how can you now utilize this audience that you have, okay? So the audience is, again, you have 25 of the top influencers in your space that are marketing this virtual summit, right? So you have all of these people, right? You're building those relationships that you can run webinars with, but you also have all of their traffic watching this live summit. Now you have a huge audience of people that when you start looking at building out webinars, whether it's going to be having people to come directly from a Facebook ad, or if it's going to be a lead magnet that you're doing, right? And on the thank you page is an opportunity for them to be able to watch an automated webinar or to sign up for your live webinar. These are the opportunities that you're, again, that's why you asked me from the beginning, why do we start with Facebook? Because we want to have an audience as fast as possible, right? And if you use your Dream 100 to be able to build out that audience, you have a ton of traffic. And so you're not starting from yourself, which a lot of times that's where people get stuck. They start running ads and they don't have an audience, and it takes a lot of time, right? Or it costs a lot of money. Now, if you have a video retargeting audience, you can have immediately thousands of people that when you put out a lead magnet, they've seen your virtual summit, they know who you are already. And so they're going to be the person that if they see you with a lead magnet, they're going to click on it, right? And then from there, they want more because you've already given them value. And from there, you say, super excited to have given you this free guide. The next step is to watch this training, and this is going to help you to take your business to the next level, right? And from there, you have that opportunity again at the end of it to be able to go through your stack, and this is what you're going to get, and you're going to get this and this and this. And one of the bonuses again could be the videos from the virtual summit.
Great. So I would love to actually dive a little bit deeper into this topic of retargeting ads and Facebook ads when it comes to your partners, because on day 17, you mentioned something in the plan that goes a little bit further than what we've heard any of the other summit interviewees on this event mention, in that you would actually approach your JV partners to see if they would be interested in allowing you to run Facebook ads to the webinar for them on their behalf. So I would love to learn a lot more about this particular strategy.
Right. So this is my thought process on that, right? So you have a relationship with these thought leaders, people who have huge lists and audiences already. And so a lot of them, they don't know much about Facebook. And that's the fact, right? And so what you can do is say, listen, we can do a webinar for your people. You'll be getting whatever percentage of the sale. But what we can do is we can look at actually running the Facebook ads for you. And so what that means is that we are getting into that person's ad account. And from there, we will put our ad money on it. And we will be able to actually, if they do have Facebook audiences, which would be even better, right? Then we can use those audiences to run ads. And the value there is that they are not spending to market it. We're spending to market it. Okay. And it again makes it easy because they don't have to do it. This also opens up opportunities to have conversations about potential shared audiences as well. And so what that means is that, and I've done this in my own business, which has been huge. So now when I'm running Facebook ads, like I know they're going to my people. And these are people that are in my space. We serve the same people, but we don't have the same products. So like for me, I have a Facebook course that teaches dentists how to run Facebook ads and funnels. And I have a virtual coaching program, but it might be, and it's the Facebook course that I'm trying to promote, but there are like 5 other people that are serving the same audience and they're doing something else. And so this provides an opportunity to say, you know what? We can also do, which might be really cool, and I've done this with other people before, is that we have the ability to share audiences. And so what I'd be willing to do is, if you'd be willing to share your audiences with me, right, then I will share with you the audience from the summit. Right? So that is so much freaking value that you're giving these people, because now when they start running Facebook ads, they will get that whole retargeting audience from the summit, which is going to be thousands of people in your industry. So their Facebook ad costs are going to go down and they're going to be able to serve people and sell their product at a higher level. And so there's some really interesting opportunities there in terms of, like, again, Facebook marketing. And that's building those strategic partnerships even stronger so that they'll be, again, willing to help you to promote your course.
Mm-hmm. And as someone who does virtual summits a lot myself, though not exactly in the same way that you do them, I feel like this is actually a really good strategy to appease several people that might actually approach you and ask, oh, is it possible for me to get an email list of all of the opt-ins for the event or something like that? I definitely know that I've been asked that of my partners in the past, though most of us would decline to give that to the speakers on the event. But in this particular way, you can actually offer them an asset that isn't necessarily sharing the registrant's personal information through this idea of sharing audiences.
Yeah, I think it's really huge. And I mean, even from the front end, when you're getting people in to join your summit, it's something that you could even use as a strategy from the beginning. So what are you going to get as a part of being a part of this summit? We're going to give you an opportunity to share the audience from the summit with you so that you'll be able to target all of the people. So it becomes like this massive opportunity for them, which they've never had before, right? Like if somebody told me I'd be able to get all of the hot or warm audiences in my industry, and I don't have to spend money to try to find these people, like that is gold to me. And it doesn't cost me really much time or effort or money to be able to do that, right? So, and it's real warm people. It's not like, a bot list or anything like that. So I think that's pretty huge.
Yes, absolutely. Now, going back to the webinar, if I understand your plan correctly, you're going to be doing live webinars with your JV partners and perhaps a live webinar to your own audience as well, with the intention of taking one of those live webinars and turning it into an auto webinar. And then you're going to continue creating free lead magnets that will ultimately be used to drive traffic to that webinar. So I would just love to hear any thoughts that you want to share about this particular strategy.
Right, absolutely. So this is the thing, right? Once you have a webinar that you're doing with this JV partner, okay, so say it's a podcaster or say it's another coach or consultant or whatever, right? What happens now is that you can turn that into an auto webinar. You can create a specific URL for people to sign up. And so this could be a place, for example, like for me, I would be speaking on Facebook marketing, right? So that would be what the webinar would be about, right? This is something that now when they have their clients that need help with Facebook marketing, they can say, here's a training that I did with Dr. Holmes, like in my case, that's going to help you with your Facebook marketing, right? It's going to give you an opportunity to get, in my case, over 57 new patients. She's going to show you how she gets over 57 new patients a month. So you can go and watch that training. Now, what happens with that is that they will have an opportunity to continue to get those affiliate opportunities, right? So if they're getting the 30%, 40%, 50%, they will be able to continue to make revenue off of that, which is pretty huge. to be able to do that. So that's really the idea and thought process about that. Again, they can even run Facebook ads, retargeting ads, using, again, that audience that we give them. And again, with this whole project that you have here, the summit here, it's all about like, you have 30 days. Like, that's not a lot of time. And if you put in these strategies, again, do a quick virtual summit, and then from there you build fast relationships with these people, giving them your audiences, doing a webinar for their people, right? Giving them an opportunity to get that percentage. It's amazing. In 30 days, like, you can have a course that all of a sudden you're making a ton of money from. And again, why Facebook at the beginning? Because it doesn't cost a lot of money. This is not a live event where you're having to spend for catering and a room. Like, this is literally doing a Facebook Live and putting a little bit of Facebook money behind it. So to me, it's the fastest, easiest, simplest way to be able to build a movement of people who are there to help you, and to have people to know who you are and how you can serve them.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. So let's move on to the final week of your 30-day plan. What are some of the activities that are happening as you wrap up this first month?
Right. So there's some things that we would be looking at, right? We'd be looking at, okay, what comes next? Right? So what comes next could be doing things like, building out a Facebook group, or what comes next could be doing things like building out my own podcast, right? Or what could come next is, okay, now that we have all of these JV partners, letting them know that, and coming to them very humbly. And I think that's been really super successful for me as well, coming very humbly. I would love to be able to help more people. Do you have any relationships with maybe people who are writing journals or articles in our industry? Because you're able to take it to more of an offline approach, right? And so it would be looking at, okay, how can we start writing even articles in the industry? And again, now you have people that perhaps have been there before you, and they have connections and they believe in you and you've helped them, right? And so they're creating those relationships. And so for me, as we're wrapping up the 30 days, is really planning for how can you grow and scale this thing to the next level, past the initial 30 days.
Sounds great. Dr. Holmes, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here on our 30-day summit. I would love to wrap up by just opening the floor to you and giving you an opportunity to share with our audience any final thoughts that you have about your 30-day plan.
Right. I think the main thing is just to be like super focused on how can you grow and scale as fast as possible, right? Because it's 30 days. You don't have a lot of time. And again, for me, like the way that I've built out my business now, where we are, and I mean, we're doing really, really well, has been building out those relationships and over delivering really, really early, and then being okay to say, all right, well, how can we work together? And when you start doing that, again, now you have masses of people that are raving fans and that are able to help you to be able to pursue your goal.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Holmes. Before we wrap up today, I just wanted to ask one quick question of all of you watching here at home. Are you feeling like you are ready to begin your own 30-day journey to success? Well, I have fantastic news for you. If you click the button on this page and upgrade today, you're going to have an opportunity to join something called the One Funnel Away Challenge, where you're going to have an opportunity to work directly with a ClickFunnels 2 Club coach to craft your customized and personalized 30-day journey to success. But that is not all. When you upgrade, you are going to snag some absolutely incredible bonuses, including a physical copy of the 30 Days book, where we've printed and put together all of the 30-day plans that we've been talking about on these free interviews that have been written specifically by all of these 2 Club members, plus unlimited access to the interview that you just watched with Dr. Holmes, and of course, all of the rest of the summit speakers featured on this event. And this is my favorite part, a second interview that I have recorded with every single summit speaker, where they're actually taking me behind the scenes and showing me via screen share how it is that they have set up their award-winning 2 Club funnels. Truly, the value is absolutely out of this world. And if you have ever asked yourself, how is it that the 2 Club award winners have set up their funnels, then this is something that you need to get. So make sure that you click on the button on this page in order to learn more about it and upgrade upgrade today. Dr. Holmes, one more time, just wanted to say thank you so much for being a part of the summit. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.